Welcome to the Jeff Fitzgerald Football Show, brought to you by 3B Equipment. Coach, last week in the game against Plaquemine, you discovered a kicker. Let's talk about Huckel and the kicks and the extra points. I mean, it looked nice.
Christian is he's a natural kicker, and he's been playing soccer his whole life. Never played football before, and was out there messing around one day in practice, and just so happened to kick some pretty long field goals. And next thing you know, a couple of guys run up to me and tell me we got to get him on the field. And I've tried to get him to play for a year and a half now, and he's been turning me down. But then when you put 65 dudes putting the peer pressure on him, he has trouble saying no to that. Mm-hmm. So, but definitely a pleasant surprise, and nice to have him out there kicking for us.
Very good, and nice looking kicks too. I mean, those things, they look good going in.
He's got a leg on it.
Absolutely. All right, looking back at the game, Plaquemine took a 7-0 lead, and then you stormed back into second quarter. 21-7 is your halftime score, and then the second half, which you guys have been strong in, was not quite so much this time. Big defensive battle, only a field goal. Well, they scored a couple with a field goal at the end. Take us through the game, through a slow first quarter, big second quarter, and then what happened second half.
Man, we were just able to hit some big plays on them, was the bottom line. They had more offensive yardage than we did. They swarmed us, and then I think probably when you really break it down, there were 6 plays the entire game. If you really want to get down and dig into it and look at it, I think we made 3 plays on offense, and they made 3 plays on offense, and then we gave them the field position for the field goal at the end with an unsportsmanlike, which is
tough one.
Really hit you right in the gut. But I mean, there was really and truly about 6 plays, because everything else was 3 to 5 and out, and we moved the ball very little. They moved the ball very little, and it was just a deal where they gave up the plays in the first half, we gave them up in the second.
You go back to the loss against Neville. You turned the ball over 5 times, turned it over 2 or 3 times in this game, but it seems like turnovers are the really true key to the game. What happened on this one? Were they that physical, or was Washington sloppy?
No, we weren't sloppy at all. I mean, we probably played one of the best football games we've played all year against the best opponent that we've played in years. I mean, I would say up until this point, they're definitely the best team we've played this year. Defensively, I would compare them to the 2014 Neville team, who was a tremendous defensive football team. And so, not to, we talked about it before going into it, not your typical homecoming opponent. They're always in the quarters. They're always in the semis in 4A. They're a 4A power, always have been. They probably always will be. And I mean, they're a tremendous football team. And we came up on the short end of the deal. We had a chance to win it. We do what we're supposed to do, and we do win it. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, And we learned a tough lesson that it doesn't matter, retaliating is not just throwing a punch or a shove. It's also, you can't verbally retaliate.
And the refs catch the second guy anyway.
They always do. And then going into it, we knew, and they did some taunting and stuff early in the game and tried to provoke us a little bit, and we didn't respond early, but then we responded late, and it's like, man, they got us. And there's nothing you can say or do except the fact that you screwed up and move on.
Right. You had some good performances in the game, all throughout the game last week. Who were your freaks of the week?
Our freaks of the week was the Kevion Woods defensively, had linebacker, made tackles all over the field, and then Jabari Johnson at quarterback. Man, he earned every yard he got running the ball, and then also threw a couple big passes to a couple different guys that ended up being big plays for us.
All right, well, it doesn't get much better as you go into district play, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You are tuned into the Jeff Fitzgerald Football Show, brought to you by Remax Realtor, Slago McGuffey. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Ross Downs of the Downs Law Firm. We're a personal injury law firm that handles cases involving 18-wheeler crashes, automobile wrecks, pedestrian accidents, as well as slip, trip, and fall. We practice in 3 different states, the states of Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. Our legal team has approximately 50 years of combined legal experience handling these types of cases, and we've had many settlements and verdicts that have exceeded over $1 million on a repeated basis. What separates the Downs Law Firm from other personal injury type law firms is the personal care and attention that we give to each case. We're with our clients every step of the way. We advise them through issues surrounding the liability issues of a wreck or a personal injury. We also help and handle issues involving any medical questions or medical treatment that the client may need, and we try to assist them with making good decisions on what they need to do to try to get better and over their injuries on a timely and quick basis. We would invite you to contact us if you've been involved in any type of personal injury or suffered from an accident. Our legal team is here, we're available, and we'd like to visit with you. Please give us a call if we can be of further assistance. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to the Jeff Fitzgerald Football Show, brought to you by Planet Fitness. Coach, first 5 games, they were tough. Come out of it with a 3-2 record, but now you go in the district play where it really, really counts, and you start out with 2 straight road games. Let's talk about Pineville first. You're going to a team that has a new coach. He's already won 8 state championships over at Evangel. He's coached college ball for another 8 years. What has he done already with Pineville High School?
Man, he's got a good program there, started down there. Got a really good quarterback that he's leaning heavily on and putting his system of spread, the spread offense back in there and slinging around all over the place. And then defensively, he got his right-hand man back, and they're back doing 4-2-5 and sliding to a 3-man front or a fold 50 and playing sound defense, a base scheme, and playing hard and fast. And
like playing the old Evangel.
It's a lot like playing the old Evangel.
Their quarterback is 6'4", which means he can see anything on the field at any given time. He's thrown for 1,100 yards already in just 5 games. 14 touchdowns. How do you defend against a quarterback like that? And then to that #1 receiver, Joseph, who had some really good plays against Ouachita last year.
He did. They're both very good players, and man, we've just got to do what we do. We're gonna try to make an attempt to cover those guys and bring a little pressure and get after them. There's no doubt that we're going to be the best team that they've played all year, and I'm not saying that in any kind of cocky or arrogant way. It just is what it is. We're the best team that they're going to play to this point this year, and we've got our work cut out for us stopping them and then moving the football. But they definitely got their work cut out for them being able to face the Lions tonight.
I can't speak for any of the other defenses, but I've noticed they've been in some high-scoring games, 50s and 60 points, per game. And how do you slow that down with Ouachita?
Man, we're going to do what we do.
You're not going to tell me.
I'm not. I'm going to tell you, we're going to lock them up, bring the heat, if you really want to know.
Okay.
And but then, we're also going to try to disguise our coverage a little bit. But it comes down to we just got guys got to make plays. And we're simple. We always are simple. Every week we're very simple with just a couple of calls. And we don't have call sheets hanging all over us or anything like that, or wristbands. I mean, we literally go into every game with just a couple of calls because our kids are fast and we want to use their speed. And if I give them a whole lot to think about, then we're going to be sitting there with our feet in concrete. And so we're going to play without having to think.
All right, let's go to their defense. They've had trouble stopping some offenses. How do you plan to continue that trend with as far as them having trouble stopping your offense?
We hope to continue that trend, that's for sure. But they still, man, they play hard defensively. They're a bend but don't break type of defense, and so they try to keep everything in front of them. We're just gonna go get after it. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and we're gonna let the chips fall where they may.
Special teams, they've got a very good kicker. He's made field goals already this year. You have a new kicker that we hadn't attempted the field goal yet, but I'd be curious to see how he does that. So when it comes down to special teams and even the kickoffs, is that kicker able to pin you at the 20, or does he kick it short?
No, I mean, he's not been super consistent within the end zone or anything every time. They do a really good job on special teams of kicking it all over the field, not just letting you key in and hone in on they're going to kick it right here every time. They're very sound in their kickoff return. He's very patient. Returner's going to set you up one way and then cut back across the field the other way. Try to get that coverage to sink in on one side and they outflank you. Very, very good in their special teams. I do believe they're well coached all over the field, and obviously they got a great head coach. I mean, Coach Dunn is like you said, he's got a ton of state championships, coached a lot of college football. But he's still got to go face the Lions tonight, and we're pretty dang hungry.
Take us to the pregame, the trip, the meal, everything before you drove up to Pineville High School.
Well, we stopping off at Camp Beauregard.
Martin's Meats again.
Martin's Meats
Yeah,
again,
okay.
absolutely. Richie Martin does us right, and he I'm really good friends with Coach Martin, the guy that was the head coach here at Pineville before, and so I try to use his brother. It's his brother Richie Martin, and we try to share the business there. And when they come to town, man, they stop off at Dankin Trail, and so we try to help one another out. And but I'm always going to try to help out Richie. I've known that family a long time, good people, and they're definitely going to treat you right.
Well, Coach, it's the beginning of district play. What do you tell your team in the locker room as far as the first half of the season versus district?
And we got to continue straining from the heart. And it's not, you can't just totally ignore the first half of the season, because we are battle tested. We've played some great football teams, and now it's got time to go learn from it and move into this second half and strain from the heart and go get after it.
Best of luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
You've been tuned to the Jeff Fitzgerald Football Show, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.